So let's cut to it, right? Over 18, anyone can do what they want, but under 18, what would you say to if an 8-year-old, for example, caught wind of some of the movement and said to mum and dad, I want to go and do this? What are your thoughts? Do you think the state should pay for it, and do you think it should be accepted?
Absolutely. But what are you talking about, though? I mean,
if a child, so under 18, if a child caught,
well, are you talking children? Are you talking under 8-year-olds, or are you talking adolescents? Are you talking, all of these things are matters of degree. Nobody suggests that. In fact, I'm starting to be uncomfortable about this. I'm going away.
Okay, so shout out to Turning Point UK for this insight that they posted on their channel a week ago, whereby they took to the streets of central London and confronted a demonstration full of protesters that were protesting against therapy that a child would receive before going through with his or her trans procedure. So basically, in a nutshell, what they're protesting for is that the law should favor the wants and needs of the youth in regards to trans procedures. Don't ask them no questions. Don't find out if they're troubled or if there's any other factors that are influencing the kid's decision to carry this out. No questions needs to be asked. Whatever the kid wants, whatever the kid desires, that is what should be implemented by public or private sector clinics. And of course, this stems a huge red flag and is a massive breach of safety for the youth. Honestly, you can't try and implement that into law. I'm sorry. Kids' minds change a lot. You shouldn't even be worried about what a kid wants to be. Let the kid, I've been saying it many times on this channel, let the kid be a kid. Let him enjoy football. Let her enjoy spending time with her friends. Let him enjoy spending time with his friends. You don't need to push ideologies into law that could harm and destroy children for the rest of their life. Let them simply be children. What's wrong with waiting so long? Why are you so concerned with getting them to change so quick if that's what they want? They could have seen something on TV and said, yeah, that sounds good. I think that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to transition to. Then in, 15 years down the line, they're like, this was a huge mistake. When they get to, let's say, their early 20s, this was a huge mistake. I want to transition back. We've seen it many times. We've seen people who have made the transition. I want to transition back to what they was, but it's too late by then. It's too late. So let the kids just be kids. Stop pushing this down their throats. Let them just enjoy, being a youth. When I was a youth, I never had to worry about this. This wasn't an issue. If you brought this up, then people would look at you sideways. But now, you can protest on it on the streets, and it's absolutely fine. And it's very harmful to the youth. It's very harmful to, the society, to parents, guardians, etc. So yeah, but anyway, let's get straight into the video. This time I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to come in at points to analyze certain bits. So yeah.
Nah, I got the sign.
I can hold it for you if you like.
Listen, I'm not very comfortable. Would you mind moving away from me?
Okay, sure.
I think there needs to be QB blockers for under 18s because a lot of under 18s are really dealing with their mental health as well as literally going through puberty they may not want.
Would they regret their decision?
Go on.
If they
the blockers are prescribed to non-trans people as well who have medical conditions.
And it's been linked to osteoporosis, which is a bone disease.
Okay guys, we're at the Trans Activists UK protest that's moved from Parliament Square to opposite Downing Street. They're not facing Downing Street, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. We are edified almost immediately if we look at some of the signs. But one might pop up in a second, says the future is trans. We're here because ultimately the LGBTQ plus alphabet people community want a total ban on conversion therapy. Conversion therapy in real terms means that a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old could get counselling to say, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to get involved with this? Seems completely legitimate and fair to me. Under 18, they're saying no, that's not okay. So they're saying they want fair, equal, inclusive and equal rights and promoting diversity and be kind, etc. whilst we see placards saying trans is the future. This sounds very ideological. We've just arrived here. This sounds very ideological. We're going to get some sound bites from some people with regards to what they think about key issues to do with the under 18s. You know, what do we do about what do we do about them if they start to ask questions about their sex and things like that, and their gender, and also what's the issue with conversion therapy. As you can see, we are undercover today. I am part of the Alphabet People's community, and we are gonna get some solid info right from the heart of the community to understand. Look, guys, if you want equality, surely has that not been achieved yet? How far does this go? Is this more ideological?
Very quick before we proceed with the video, 100% agree with the guy. You know, equality has been achieved. Equality has been achieved. I believe that the progressives, the wokies, are taking this to a place that is getting dangerous now. No conversion therapy is a huge red flag, and I even think people that are liberal don't even want that to happen. That's too dangerous. A kid can just go in and his or her wishes and desires should be honored with a serious procedure that could change their life. You know, this isn't even equality anymore. This is delusion and insanity. So yeah, but anyway, let's carry on.
So let's cut to it, right? Over 18, anyone can do what they want, but under 18, what would you say to if an 8-year-old, for example, caught wind of some of the movement and said to mum and dad, I want to go and do this? What are your thoughts? Do you think the state should pay for it, and do you think it should be accepted?
Absolutely. But what are you talking about, though? I mean,
if a child, so under 18, if a child caught...
Well, are you talking children? Are you talking under 8-year-olds, or are you talking adolescents? Are you talking, all of these things are matters of degree. Nobody suggests that, in fact, I'm starting to be uncomfortable about this. I'm going away.
Okay.
Of course, he's not running away because he feels uncomfortable. He's running away because he knows morally that what he's pushing for would damage children in the long term. He understands that what he is out there campaigning for is destructive. And the camera's in his face. He probably, saw him and thought, easy questions will come my way. He's challenging them on their thoughts. And of course, when you challenge the wokies on their thoughts, they run away and they feel uncomfortable and don't want to answer any questions. So, yeah.
So what does your next mean?
It's not violence, but it's a symbol of a process of having your rights taken away. We have an easy target.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so you feel like you're an easy target. How do you feel like you're an easy target?
Well, we're a minority comprised of minorities. So
Sorry, speak a bit louder, my love.
I wasn't really looking to attend a press conference or anything.
Okay.
I can
That's all right.
explain what's going on, if you want.
Sorry?
I can explain what's going on as best as I can.
Yeah, sure, go for it. Explain to me what's going on today.
I'll start in the past. In previous years, conversion therapy included electric shocks, drugs.
Obviously, we don't do that anymore.
We don't, of course not.
So what are you protesting now?
I'm still protesting it because psychological torture is real.
Yes. Gender dysphoria is real. I definitely acknowledge that. How do you feel about people who are... what would you say to people who are... If you had a 9-year-old brother or sister and they were questioning their sexuality, their gender, would you affirm it immediately, or would you question it in any way?
I would let them live their life. It's their choice. Only they know who they are. When you're attracted to someone, for example, you don't know until you know, right?
Say, for instance, somebody had a child, they were 9 years old, and they were questioning their gender. Would you affirm that, or would you in any way scrutinize it or question it?
I would affirm it. I might have some questions so that I could better understand, but I would affirm their choices of how they wanted to present themselves to the public.
Okay.
Yep, and there you have it. She'd confirm straight away. Just 1 or 2 questions about it, and that's it. Go out, do whatever you want to do. As a parent, as a guardian, you owe a duty of care to, your kids, or kids that you are guardianing for. And to say that you just have 1 or 2 questions and then you would allow them to make such a choice. This is a life-changing, choice, decision, procedure. You can't get this wrong. This is going to be with you for the rest of your life, and you have a duty of care to that kid. And honestly, the levels of negligence and lack of care that I'm hearing from you know, these guys is insane, honestly. I can't even believe that this is 2024, you know. If I said this in 2004, 20 years ago, people would look at me crazy, but unfortunately in a day like today, yeah, this warrants a protest, you know, on the streets. It's crazy.
Okay. Do you like my hat?
Yeah, I love it.
All right, cool. So, look, guys, we're the Trans UK activist. It's painful. It really is. I'll be honest with you guys. What's happened is that, you know, we've gone in and we've said, look, we've been as honest as we can be. We're looking to educate our audience, to edify our audience. That's it. There's not really much to say. We did an interview and was it he, she, them? Was it? I don't know. One of those. And you know, they're happy to talk about why they're here. They're happy to talk just in general. But then when it comes to, and there's no easy way of phrasing it, so you just have to say it. Look, what if an 8-year-old or a 13-year-old or a 16-year-old, an under 18-year-old, you know, a minor? The rest of us know about the minors and the adults, but this lot don't apparently, they don't connect with that idea. So I've said to one person, I've said, what if an 8-year-old gets wind of this and says to mummy and daddy, right, I think I've got dysphoria or whatever. Straight question, what do you think the parents should do? Should the state pay for any kind of surgery or therapy or doctor's appointments, the whole thing that costs millions, right? And with that, he or she or whatever got up and said, I don't feel comfortable anymore and I'm out. He or she then went and told someone who went and told the organiser, who then decided to circle us, and the high vis came out, and then they started talking to the police. So bottom line, guys, really disappointed, really sorry.
So make sure you like, as soon as you confront their philosophy, it just dissolves.
Oh yeah. So really disappointed and really.
As soon as you expose it, it just disintegrates.
Oh, 100%. So just really disappointed, guys, because what we wanted to do was we wanted to genuinely get some education here. Why is there a sign up? It's really important, guys. Why is there a sign up saying trans is the future? But both the organiser and then two of their Mickey Mouse wannabe journalist types came up to us and they started circling us. They put pressure on us. They were intimidating us. They were talking over us. There's no be kind. There was no, look, it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. This is a cult. This is a cult, okay? They're not okay with any opinion other than their own. And then they get really nasty when you start asking good questions. And they start saying things like, no 8-year-old is having surgery. No one's saying that. What about puberty blockers then? What about drag queens in schools? This is a fascistic ideology that says if you're not with us, and they said, look, you're here to out us. We said, no, look, we want to learn. And genuinely, guys, we do. We want to learn. They won't talk to us. They won't educate us. One great thing my colleague and I, Hannah, what we can come away from today, guys, is that these people don't believe their own BS. They don't believe in it. They really don't, and that's been made very clear here.
You shouldn't be asking people to change who they truly are. Like, why are you stepping on people's right to do what they...
Well, we know the ban is for people under 18. So, what would you say if you had like a younger sibling who was 8 and questioning their gender? Would you affirm it or would you question it in any way?
Well, I think I would listen to them and have a conversation and help them, you know, discover what's right for them.
Absolutely. Do you believe in the use of puberty blockers? For minors?
Yeah, I think...
In the UK at the moment, they can be prescribed for minors.
Okay.
Stops puberty.
It slows down puberty.
The idea that you're slowing down puberty, so you're not, if you're born a woman but you feel you're a man, right? You slow down puberty.
Gender dysphoric.
Yes, I agree. That's important.
Okay.
Right?
So
time to and support for them to, you know, figure out how they feel,
who they are,
how they feel.
Its use has been linked to bone disease. Do you think that we should make sure that they're informed of any risks associated with it?
I think it's important.
Any medical treatment, you have to let people know about the risks beforehand.
It's a very permanent decision for someone to make. In all cases, we should just accept it, yeah? Or no?
Well, I think at the end of the day, you have to accept what is right for people.
If you pay attention to the couple that just spoke, you'd see that the guy felt very uncomfortable. He knows that he doesn't support this, but his woke girlfriend does. So he's just there trying to say the right answer, but not say too much. And she's just there, you know, saying whatever her beliefs are. It wasn't super, super radical. She did say that she would speak with the kid, but, you know, she probably, you know, will allow the kid to carry out the procedure with just a few questions, because that's why, you know, I feel like she's at the rally and he's just there, you know, he doesn't co-sign this. You can see it in his face. He knows it's wrong. But because his partner does, then he's kind of just going along with it. And it's dangerous, man. Honestly, it's very, very dangerous. And this is why I say, like, when you're coupling up with someone and you want to build a family, it's important to know their views, like where they stand with certain things. You know, because he felt very uncomfortable. And you can see from his face that he was not trying to co-sign this. He didn't even want to be there and speak. So when you have, you know, a partner, it's good to have these conversations, because they could be extremely woke, and they could just, once you have a kid, they could say one day, yeah, when the kid gets to 10, 8, you know, 9, give them puberty blockers, whatever they want, let's just do it. Let's just ask them a few questions. And that's dangerous. You're like, whoa, I don't want to do any of that. Let them be an adult first. And then she's like, nah. You know, so it's very, very dangerous again. Crazy, man. His face, he didn't even want to be there, honestly.
What's your opinion on puberty blockers, for instance, for people who have not reached puberty yet? Should we administer it or not?
Well, this is something they'd asked for. This is not something I know too much about.
Okay, so puberty blockers just prevent people from going through puberty. It delays puberty, basically. And there's been studies linked to the use of puberty blockers and osteoporosis, a bone disease.
I think I can see why. It's the transition. I mean, I guess that's the risk you take. But, you know, we should still administer it.
Do you think we should advise maybe young kids that might not always be the best decision?
I think we should tell them you might experience side effects, but go for it.
Do you think at 8 years old they're capable enough to comprehend those risks?
Perhaps. I think that depends on each individual, but I'd say so.
So do you think maybe the ban on conversion therapy could provide some exceptions? In some instances, at least.
Well, banning conversion therapy at all is good, no matter what.
But conversion therapy includes that, questioning people, making them sure that they fully understand what the risks are associated with taking puberty blockers, for instance.
Well, the concept of conversion therapy is okay, but the way it's done, it's not helping people, it's brainwashing them to be a certain way.
I think it's brainwashing.
I'm not sure if you know, but many survivors testify how they've been raped, electroshocked, put in cold or extreme...
We can all agree that that's absolutely awful, that should never have happened, but that doesn't happen anymore. What happens now is people are just being counselled. Conversion therapy is basically just counselling. Maybe it's just a phase.
That's not true. People are still being sent to these camps. And
not in England. Not in Britain. Not here. Unless you know someone.
I've heard survivors. That's the only reason I'm saying it. If it's changed in the last 2 days, then great. I'm all up for it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have the what's on the back? What's on the back? Is it an A?
It's an anarchist.
What does?
Oh, you're an anarchist.
What does that? Sorry, what does that mean?
The anarchy symbol symbolizes that we don't want the government that's in place. We want a community, and we run the we run the country. We determine what's right and wrong.
Wow. So you basically disagree with having police today. You don't believe in police, you don't believe in policing the law, you make your own law.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a perfect clip to end the segment on. You know, he's an anarchist, so he wants no government. He's in favor of no government rule, just lawlessness on the streets. Make your own decisions, do what you want. You know, don't be held accountable by no authority. Imagine the kind of society we'd be living in if that was the case. He's an anarchist, so you know, that's self-explanatory. But yeah, anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, comment and subscribe. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Even if you watch this channel and you're a liberal, you can keep it real and be honest. Do you support this? Are these just radicals? Because we're moving into dangerous times, you know. A lot of people might not take this serious, but the more these guys are, you know, gaining power, the more they're gonna start trying to push their sick agendas, and this is just one of those agendas. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you at the next video. Peace.